I'm Rita Cook with Politics and How It Affects You, and I'm here this afternoon with Sheriff Chuck Edge in Ellis County, and you're running again
Yes, ma'am.
for the seat.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, how many years have you been the sheriff in Ellis County?
I was appointed in April of 2017.
Okay.
And then I had to run to stay in office if I wanted to at the next general election, and that would have been November of 18.
Okay.
So I was successful in November of 18
Okay.
in the election to fill out the unexpired term of the
Okay.
previous sheriff.
Okay.
So now I'm running for a full 4-year term.
Okay. All right. How did you end up getting? And I should know this, but I don't. How did you end up getting the seat as far as the unexpired term? Like, where did you come from? Who are you? Tell people who you are.
Well, in 2007, I was selected to be the chief of police for the city of Waxahachie, Texas.
Oh, I wasn't living here then, by the way, or I would have known who you were.
And I retired from that position and retired
Okay.
from law enforcement
Okay.
in 2014.
Okay.
And then when the previous sheriff had the issues that surrounded the office at that point, and he had to leave the office, my phone started ringing and see if I'd come out of retirement to
Okay.
apply for the position.
Okay.
And I had to apply with the county judge and the county commissioners, and they selected me to
Okay.
be the sheriff, and then, like I said, to serve until the next general election.
Okay. All right. And so, how has it been different if you were the police chief in a city and now it's the county? Tell people a little bit about the difference in that, because I always hear about like county and I run. It's kind of like a wild group.
It's well, it's interesting that you say it's a wild group. I started in law enforcement in April of 1982,
Okay.
and all of it had been at a city. I had been a city officer my entire career.
Okay.
And like I said, when I retired, my phone started ringing because I was the chief of police for the city of Palestine, and then the
Okay.
chief of police for the city of Waxahachie. And each time there were troubles and problems within those agencies, and I was hired because of my background of fixing, if you will, organizations. So that's why my phone started ringing.
Okay.
And the difference, from a law enforcement aspect of it, it's not really that different. We have a law enforcement side of it. We're going to go out there. We're going to answer our calls for service. From managing a larger agency, currently we have almost 250 employees,
Okay.
and about a $21 million budget when you combine the jail and the enforcement operation.
Okay.
So managing an organization, again, isn't that different.
Right.
Managing a budget with county finances versus city finances, that was a big difference, the way
Okay.
that the county finances work.
Okay.
And as a city chief, we didn't operate a jail, which
Okay,
we do
right.
in the county.
Okay.
We didn't have all of the civil aspect, which we do in the county.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of changes from the enforcement side or from the organizational side.
Okay.
But as a manager over a county versus a city, when you get into the politics side of it,
Oh,
when you get
gosh,
into the
yeah.
finance side of
Okay.
it, then now you're talking a pretty good change.
Okay. All right. And so you've adjusted to that pretty well.
I have. My training and professional training and formal education. I have a master's degree from the University of Houston,
Okay.
Clear Lake,
Okay.
in public and private management.
There you
So,
go. Perfect.
Dealing with the finances and the budget and government regulation, and it was an interesting degree the way they mixed it together, public and private management, because so many government agencies now are contracting out to private entities.
Okay.
So they got a degree where you kind of have to deal in both sides of it.
Okay.
So I'm used to going back and forth from a business perspective versus a government perspective, and now all I've had to do is change it from a city perspective in the government to a county perspective in the government.
Okay.
And I've got a great staff at the county and great staff at the SO itself, so
Okay.
that have helped me through that. But we've done good. We've made that transition well, and looking forward to the next 4 years.
What were some of the challenges that you feel like that you have been able to overcome, and what are you looking for in the future as far as new things that you want to put in place in your position?
One of the biggest things that we have been able to overcome is the pay structure.
Okay.
the county pay system, the structure was totally unique.
I love that you just smile. It's like this is just.
I've never seen anything like it in my entire career. But additionally, the amounts that we were being paid, that our troops were being paid, was totally under what the people that were having to compete to get officers. And it's tough to get officers to come to work. And I use officers. Some folks say, well, there's not an officer, it's a deputy. We're peace officers. According to the state of Texas, we're all peace officers, whether we're a city police officer or a deputy. So I use the word officer.
Okay.
But it's tough to get somebody to come into law enforcement today. And when you're the 5th fastest growing county in the state of Texas and you're needing new additional personnel,
Right.
and you're having to compete with people that are paying in some cases twice as much as you are,
Really? Wow.
it's extremely difficult to get people to come in.
Okay.
So not only were we able to change the structure, but we were able to change the amounts that were now far more competitive with the people that we're having to compete against.
Right.
You know, who wants to go to work for the SO for $40,000 when Waxahachie will hire you for $70?
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
it's
that's a
you know,
good
if you're
point.
doing roughly the same job,
Right.
then you know, some common sense says
Take the
you
other
go
one.
over there.
Yeah.
And if you have a peace officer's license, you can pretty much get a job today. So,
Yeah.
but that's one of the great accomplishments. And another great one that we're really excited about and we're working on right now is a new radio system.
Oh, okay.
The
All right.
radio system at the county was basically, it was atrocious. And we found out the hard way that what we had wasn't even working properly. When the entire radio system went down, and we started searching and finding, we realized just what kind of problem we really were in.
And is this when you're getting calls as well, or radio system?
This
to talk
is
to?
everything.
So your dispatchers couldn't even.
Well, the dispatchers
Wow,
couldn't get a hold
okay.
of the officers couldn't get a hold of the dispatchers, the officers, the deputies couldn't get a hold of each other. We can't talk to the city of Waxahachie, we can't talk to the city of Midlothian, we can't talk to the city of Red Oak.
Wow.
We couldn't talk to anybody except ourselves,
And when was this?
and that was problematic.
Yeah.
So with the court, the commissioner's court and the county judge, we were able to get the system we had operating
Okay.
to its optimum level, and now we're working on a brand new radio system. It's a
Great.
700 system, and we've been doing some tests on it, and just the handheld radios. We were testing one the other day, and we had a investigator with one of our radios that we're testing was talking to one of our captains. The captain was in Waxahachie, the investigator was in the city of Whitney.
Oh wow. Okay.
And now we can talk.
All right.
I mean, it got so bad that the deputies, when they would make their call, you know, you have a little notepad, the dispatcher tells you where you're going, you say, okay, this is where I'm going, okay, this is the case I got. And then they would write a star on that when they got to the location if they didn't have any radio.
Wow.
And that star on that piece of paper was to tell their family, if I get hurt or killed, and it's got a star on it, nobody could heal me, nobody could help me if I called for help. Because there was no radio. And that's how bad the radio system was getting. And so now we're getting it, we're working with Midlothian, with Waxahachie, with Red Oak and Ovilla. We're going on the same system that they all have.
Okay.
So now we can all talk to each other anytime we need to, instead of having to patch through. So it's going to be an amazing system, and we're really proud of it.
I think that sounds like a good story for the newspaper. Now that I know you.
It's
Now that we're best friends, huh?
It's a great.
Let's talk
that
about
is a
that.
big
Yeah,
thing.
I think
And
that's a very
of course,
big deal.
The whole time to get that thing involved will lead into the next term.
Okay.
Which is one reason I want to stay in office, is to see that thing come
Just to keep
to
things
see it
rolling.
come to completion.
Okay. All right. What is one other thing that you want the viewers to know that you really are gung-ho about for the new term, other than just making sure that things are running smoothly and safe?
Well, that's the biggest thing, is making sure it's running smoothly and safe. The growth that Ellis County is experiencing is unreal.
Yes.
We have to be able to keep up with it.
Okay.
We have to be able to go forward into the future and be prepared for it. It's one thing to say we need more officers. Well, we got a brand new new county court.
Yeah.
That county court will take one new deputy to be the bailiff and two to be the transport. We still haven't had anybody to the street. So it's staying ahead of the game and being ready to handle the growth that we have.
And we're being told to wrap it up, and I really enjoyed talking to you, Sheriff
I
Finch.
enjoyed
Thank
it. I
you. I'm
enjoyed
Rita
it.
Cook with Politics and How It Affects You. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.